What's up, Gemini? This is Jesse with 44 Astro with a general tarot reading for the full moon coming up on March 25th. This will be a full moon at 5 degrees Libra. It will be at 3 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. It will be in the 15th mansion of the moon. 15th mansion of the moon is all about making money and not so much about love. This is a lunar eclipse, and it will be on the axis of Libra and Aries. So this is going to be balancing out sort of your assertive role in life with the aspect of having a partner or a relationship, which is ruled by the 7th house in Libra. So it's probably really questioning your role in one-on-one relationships or whether you even need relationships, right? For Gemini Ascendant, you're talking your 4th or 5th house is where this moon will be. That is the house of the home. That's the card. The house of the home, so it definitely could be with your spouse. You could be really thinking about how assertive you are in your relationship or how assertive they are, the dynamic, you know, and trying to understand the give and take of like how you should assert yourself, because that's Sun in Aries, right? Moon in Libra's thinking about, you know, the role of you in your relationship or how much you need a relationship in your life. What do you need to release, Gemini? You know, in your fourth or fifth house? 4th or 5th house is the house of your home. So this kind of thought process could be in your home. It could be like trying to understand the power dynamic in your home, specifically in your one-on-one relationship with your spouse. But it could also be whether you need one at all, right? And it can be 5th house is house of self-expression. So you could be like, how do I want to express myself? In what way to find a relationship? Or do I even need to do that? Do I want a relationship? Those types of thoughts. You know, there is a conjunction between Uranus and Jupiter. So there could be like sudden new ideas on your philosophy on life. But for a Gemini Ascendant, you're talking like you're probably your 12th house. So there could be a lot of confusion about it, or it could kind of come out of nowhere. It could come from like the unconscious or like a spiritual connection that gives you like a new philosophy on life, even a spiritual experience, right? Either way, let me get you some cards, Gemini, and quit rambling on. The bottom card was being ready for war, or being ready to battle, being ready to protect yourself. Saying what you need to release. Maybe you need to release a defensive posture. Don't be so defensive, or don't feel like you need to be defensive. What do you need to release? You know, the current situation seems to be a celebration, but it can also be a three-party situation, right? But it could be that maybe you, maybe you're not so big on the dichotomy and one-on-one relationships. You're like, you know, why settle down or buckle myself down when I could be out having a good time, right? But that's crossed by offering love to someone. It could be that you may have to release that type of life, right? Out there just trying to have a good time, wanting to experience the most out of life. It's like, well, now it's time to be whole. Maybe you found someone that you really want to offer it to, or maybe you need to do that. Maybe you should release that type of life. Overly social and not really buckling down to one individual or one situation or one thought process. But I mean, that's basic Gemini, to be fair, if you're a heavy Gemini. This is behind you. There's some kind of argument. Could have happened at a social gathering, or with friends. It could be a three-party situation. It could be somebody's cheating on somebody. That might not necessarily be you, just something that you're privy to and involved with. Or it could even involve you. Some kind of three-party situation, either way. Some kind of argument about it in the recent past. In the near future, though, it looks like some kind of seeds were planted, and this could be beneficial to you. Something tangible that can be used. Something that is gonna grow and help you to either release whatever this is and move forward. You know, the give and take is the conscious influence, right? And that's what I'm thinking. It has to do like with emotionally. Maybe you're really intellectual and really logical, and you're not so much about the emotional, because this is saying, hey, there's a lot of emotion that you're neglecting, or that you could be bringing forward, right? Could be a water sign that you've met at a social gathering. And there's going to be some kind of give and take or some kind of exchange. Could be love, could have just been a hookup, who knows? But it could just be someone that you met, but somehow it's going to plant some kind of seed. It's going to help you move forward. That's going to be beneficial in some way. The unconscious is truth and clarity. So you're thinking clearly. So clearly the truth, you're sticking to your truth. Ow. So whatever you're thinking clearly about, so maybe you know exactly what it is that you need to release, right? Could have been an argument. Could have been an argument with a water sign. And you just kind of got to let it go. Don't get too emotionally tied up with it. This can also be people from your past. I mean, somebody you argued with in the past. Trying to understand the give and take. Maybe release the situation. Let go of the argument. Just kind of try to find a middle ground. In your current environment, or well, this is you right now, you're working hard. This is something that you are working on. And it could have something to do with this seed that was planted. With someone that you met at a social gathering. Or social media even. Something could have been offered to you. Could have been love, for sure. But it also could be something tangible. An idea even that you can use. There's something valuable there, but you might not see it. You got to release whatever this is. You got to release whatever, some kind of like negative situation or some kind of argument or some kind of competition that happened that maybe you feel like you have the higher ground on, but you're ignoring something that was valuable there. So you need to release like whatever animosity you have, because whoever this individual is can be very beneficial for you. It could be in love, but it could also be valuable, as in financially valuable or just tangibly valuable in the like your material reality. This person could be bringing something very, very useful forward if you can get past it. Maybe they need to get past it. Some kind of argument. But you were in the right. Like you were correct. But you got to kind of let go any animosity so that you can move forward. Because you got a couple eights here, right in a row. An 8-8, that's abundance, right? Turn them on their side, it's the infinity sign. So there's something very valuable here. Something very valuable that it has to be from some kind of social situation or somebody you met. It could even be online. It could be social media. But something was forward, or some kind of idea came from this. And it's going to involve a water sign. Or it's going to involve your specific ability to offer love forward, or to offer something tangible forward, some opportunity forward. You know, it says you're working hard right now. Something that you are working on. And you've been trying to plant the seeds for it to grow and be something tangible and valuable. But you may need this individual, or you may need to let go of some kind of preconceived notion that you got from an initial like review on what you're doing, or an initial experience with what you're doing. And you just got to let that go and don't let it hold you back. You know, this is walking away in your environment. So that, again, what do you need to release? It could be that this is a relationship that you need to release. It could be a way of life, like partying too much that you need to release. Being too social and not being tied down to one thing, and not focusing on one thing, because there's something valuable here. You could be walking away from just this attitude, from that animosity. Now, the advice is, say, balance your money. Maybe you're spending recklessly. Or maybe you don't feel like you have enough. Or maybe you need to, it's something you have to invest money in to grow, and you're like, oh man, I got to juggle all this other money to figure it out. But it's saying figure it out. Focus on your money, plan it out, and then make a final decision. If this is something you want to commit to. some kind of like generosity, something to do with giving, right? And that could have to do with money specifically. This is something you feel like you're going to have to invest in. It's an opportunity, but you have to maybe invest in it. Not just time, but actual money. And you're like, yo, do I really want to do that? You have some kind of fear maybe about that. I mean, who wouldn't, right? Fear about actually giving something of yourself, even if it's just putting yourself out there. Maybe you have some kind of fear around that, like socially. But I think you just need to do it. You need to release the fear, release the animosity, release any attachment to whatever this argument was or whatever this competition was that got you kind of off kilter. Looks like it either happened with a water sign or some kind of social environment that you were in. Or it could even, like I said, it could just be even social media, even like online. But don't like negative reviews or trolls, like something that you put out there, or like trolling you. Who cares? They're out there. Those are people that just want attention most of the time. There's no real tangibility to anything that they're doing. They're living in kind of a negative state of being by being like that. So just let them be there. Don't worry about it. Don't participate in arguing with them. You ain't got nothing to prove. Walk away from that. Focus on what you can gain from continuing. Don't be discouraged. Make your final judgment. There's something going to come through. It's going to help you resurrect the situation. You got to release. Don't be so defensive. Release the need. My guess is it's release the need to have to explain yourself to others. You don't have to do that. Just do what you're doing. If people are hating on you, that's their thing, not yours. There's probably something you're onto something if you're causing that type of thing. But anyway, Gemini, that's all I have. Please consider liking, subscribing, and commenting. You don't have to if you don't want to, but it will help promote the videos. Help the algorithm get me more view hours, because that's what I really need right now. You don't have to if you don't want to, but if you want me to make more videos, then that's how to do it. Like, subscribe, and comment. Okay, that's all I really have, Gemini. Thanks for being here. Happy full moon.